Welcome to NextGen Basic Training. The first thing a user needs to know is how to access NextGen. Review the desktop to locate the NextGen icon. I associate this icon with the AT&T logo, and that helps me remember where to begin. Double-click this icon. The Applications Launcher will open. Here is a short description of how each application is used. The Background Business Processor application, often referred to as the BBP, is a time-saver application. We are able to automate processing of claims, posting of batches, and running reports. Almost all BBP activity is done overnight, so there is no interference with the day-to-day operations of the system. Many different roles, such as managers and front desk staff, use the BBP to aid in improving work efficiency. The next two applications, Dashboard and Dashboard Import-Export, are usually accessed by the Executive Administration. Much like the dashboard of a car, this application allows the user to see different measurements of what's going on with the practice as a whole. With the Document Management application, users are able to scan in information that pertains to a specific patient and link it to an encounter in NextGen Practice Management or to a category in NextGen EHR. Users will notice in future classes the icon for Document Management will be named ICS, which is the former title for the application. The EHR application is the patient's electronic health record. The EHR and practice management applications have some overlapping information, but for the most part, the EHR is used by clinical staff to do all recordings of patient histories, systems, doctor's orders, diagnoses, etc. The File Maintenance application is the place for building and maintaining the setup of the NextGen system. This includes setting up the different practices, providers, payers, and specific CPT and ICD-10 codes, and much more. The License Management application is used to keep up with how many NextGen licenses are used for each NextGen product. Each provider has to have a NextGen license in order to bill claims in NextGen as the rendering provider. This is not referring to their medical license. The last application on this side is Optical Management. This is used for inventory of eyeglasses or contacts for optometry or ophthalmology practices. The Orders Management Console is used for lab orders and can be linked to the EHR application. The Practice Management application is where appointments are made, charges are entered, billed and followed up on, and payments are posted. This application is used mostly by front office staff, billing staff, and management. The Report Server application is used when running data-intensive reports that could possibly slow down the NextGen system. One thing to note is the Report Server application is a copy of the NextGen data from the day before. Daily reports that are not large can be run in NextGen Practice Management. Next, the Rosetta Holding Tank application is a repository to hold pending results or charges between the NextGen Practice Management application and the NextGen EHR application, or even another interface. The SetDB application allows the user to select in which NextGen database he or she will be working. We work on a daily basis out of the NextGen Production database, but the NextGen Test database is used often for training or testing new features. The NextGen Test database is not updated every day like the Report Server. All available information will be based on the date of the last update. The System Administrator application is where roles and groups are created with specific rights for operations within NextGen. As users are created, the user is added to different groups to define the rights he or she will have. The last two applications, Template Editor and Template Import-Export, are available for the NextGen EHR setup team to use in customizing templates. The applications seen when accessing NextGen will vary based on the user's rights. Please let your manager know if you are unable to access an application that you need. We will now access the practice management application. Please click one time only on the application. If the user double-clicks, he or she may get an error message that states this program is already running. This is the login screen for NextGen. This screen shows which application was selected and also what database the user is currently working in. Please note this screen also provides the help desk phone number to call to report any issues. Users may also email the help desk at helpdesk@mbhs.org. On this screen, the username and password is entered. Each user is given a specific username and a temporary password that should be changed the first time he or she logs in. Please note that the username is not case sensitive, but the password is case sensitive. After entering the username and password, click Log On. For users that may work with multiple practices, an additional login box will open to allow them to select which practice he or she will be working in. Not all users will have access to more than one practice, therefore they will not need to complete this step. It is important to realize that NextGen is an enterprise system with the capability of having multiple practices under one enterprise. All medical practice solutions clients that utilize NextGen are included in this one enterprise. With this connection, some practices are able to share demographic information and use shared records. There are two major benefits to this feature. One, new patient information may already be available in the system because the patient is established at another practice. This decreases data entry time for entering new patient information. Second, shared records are more up to date. If a patient is established with 2 or more practices and the demographic record is shared, when the patient updates a phone number, address, or insurance information at one practice, the other practice's record is also updated. Even if the user does not have access to the other practice, the information can be available when looked up securely. For this basic training, I am utilizing the Medical Foundation of Central Mississippi practice. I do not have to change any enterprise information, only select the practice and click OK. The opening screen will be blank unless preferences have been set to prompt the user to complete an action upon logging in. View the toolbar available at the top of the screen. This toolbar is much like a Microsoft Windows toolbar. To see the options for each heading, the user will click once on the heading. Under the File heading, the user has printer settings, options to print forms, invoices, etc., or even to print the screen. In the second section, the user has options for multiple processes. The one process used most often is for reviewing pending charges from EHR. The option for Tools leads to working with Image Explorer used with creating fee tickets. The last options are for logging in or out without completely exiting NextGen. The user can also choose to exit NextGen here, and the red X in the top right-hand corner is also used to exit. The Edit heading offers the usual features of cut, copy, and paste, which can also be done by right-clicking a highlighted selection. The Task heading offers shortcuts to modules within NextGen Practice Management and gives the user the ability to print some demand items, change a password or practices, and set up some session settings. The Reports heading is used to access NextGen Practice Management reports that already have criteria selected and also memorized reports that have been customized. Examples of reports helpful to clinic staff would be the downtime patient listing for when the EHR may be unavailable, or patient chart demographics, or for reviewing for potential patient duplicates, and many more options. Also for clinics, there are reports for unbilled encounters and also to check for unapplied encounters or account credits. With scheduling, there are multiple ways a user can pull a schedule and track statistics. Additional reporting is available for tasks, health centers, and document management reporting for productivity. Then daily reports are used by clinics and billing staff to review charges, payments, and adjustments. Also, encounter listings are used often for analysis. Next, the monthly reports are usually memorized and automated on the BBP. System reports are more setup and maintenance driven. At the bottom are memorized reports and snapshots. This is where the user can take the reports and customize them to get specific information that is needed and save them to run again later. Report types are set up to hold the memorized reports. The admin heading is where users can go to set their personal preferences for the NextGen Practice Management application. Other options, such as practice preferences and scheduling admin, are only available to users with those rights. The window heading allows a user to toggle back and forth between open windows within NextGen Practice Management. Users may also minimize the screen to access other windows, but the toggle feature is much more helpful. The Help heading is a great tool when looking for basic information or finding how to complete a process. This feature offers a contents listing, an index, and a search feature. This is the best place to start learning about NextGen. This ends the briefing on NextGen AppLauncher, Login, and Windows Toolbar. Thank you for attending.